Hey everyone, it's Wednesday the 28th of May and it's 7:30 in the evening. Today's video we have two Barricade lamps to take a look at. I've got a computer here that I picked up this afternoon, and I've got a bunch of parts up here that I bought from my little brother, the one that lives over in Ireland. He's having a bit of a clean out of his parts, so I bought a load of them. And they arrived yesterday. So lots to look at. Oh, the other thing I want to do is actually take this one apart, because it's going to be a case for Cat over at The Adventures of a Norfolk Kitten. I'm going to recase a computer that's here, which we'll take a look at as well, because I can't remember if I've shown that one on video or not. I went to hers last week. I took a computer back with me, the one that I traded with her for her Dell Optiplex 790. And came back with another one that needed some repairs, and I was going to, well, we were trading parts to fix this one up for a moped. She's got an old moped sitting in the garden. I could be wrong, but I think it's a Chinese type bike. I'm a glutton for punishment, but it's a challenge, and I want a challenge for some reason. So it looks wise. It actually looks worse than it is. I think with a nice clean up, it'll be all right. Anywho, we'll start with these two Barricade lamps so I can get them off the worktop out of the way. Now, a friend of mine actually linked me to these. He'd found them on eBay. And they had lots of wire attached to them. Now, it wasn't, well, I didn't see it mentioned in the description, but I could see, you know, they'd been modified to be used as lamps. Hence all the cable. The lamps I've got is a pair of these. These are Emco-Lite model 2006 Acme Barricades. www.emcolite.com. I posted these to the groups, and an American collector said he's been looking for the black bases for a long while, and then I managed to find two here in the UK. Because there's the other one. The only downside is because someone has modified these to run on mains. With a mains, well, there was a mains lamp holder in there. I've taken it all out, and I'll show you why in a minute. There is no circuitry in them, which is a shame because they're in top condition otherwise. One of Emco-Lite, I got the parts, like a spare circuit I could buy to put in each of these. I suppose I could go to their website and see if there's a contact and ask them. But yeah, so they had these fitted in, you know, in ordinary BC lamp holders with a UK plug on the end. My only issue with it was they used speaker wire. Not ideal for this sort of application. I suppose, if anything, I've got a bucket load of speaker wire here in white. Yeah, not ideal because it's designed for, you know, speakers which are low current, and you've only got a single layer of insulation on these, unlike with proper mains flex. If I was going to do this, I would have used proper 2-core mains flex. So you've got your outer insulation, then you've got your brown and blue insulated wires on the inside. Because this can get nicked and damaged quite easily, and that will just leave a bare wire, which is not fun. Right. Now we'll have a look at the bits I got from my brother. So I'm just going to move you this way a little bit. So I've got 4 GPUs up there, 2 hard drives, 1 SSD, and a 16GB kit of DDR4 RAM. Which isn't what the box actually says. It's Corsair Vengeance on the box, but it's not. It's Kingston Fury. So, let's slide that away for a minute. There's a GPU in here. It's a Sapphire. and that one is reserved. That's going into my computer in the lounge, along with the SSD and at least one of those hard drives. These three that I've got here, they're all 4GB GDDR5. A few different brands. We've got an Asus, a Sapphire, and a Gigabyte Windforce. Now I've got a Gigabyte Windforce. I think it looks slightly different to this. It might be a slightly different model, but I can't remember what machine I put it in. It could be in that Dell there, or it could be in one of the ones under the counter there. I can't remember. Well, I know it's not in my Razer case because it's got my 1060 that I've got for free in it. So that's one. I'm going to start moving them over here because I'm going to need the worktop space in a moment. Next one in the pile, that is the Sapphire Nitro. Another 4GB GDDR3, 5, not 3. Bit power hungry that one. We've got two 6-pin connectors on it. The last one, which is actually the heaviest out of the loose ones, is this Asus one, which I am, once I get a case, I'm going to use this on a build with my supercomputer motherboard that I've got over here, because it's an Asus motherboard. I was going to build one with as much Asus parts as I could, just for fun. Right, I've then got a Kingston 408GB SSD, which I would like on my main rig, but I don't want to go through the rigmarole of installing Windows 10 on it and Windows 11 if I decide to upgrade. You know, because then I've got to faff around installing Steam and all my games again and whatnot. So I'm hoping I can just clone my current SSD to this one and then plug it in. I hope. Because I've only got a 250GB one on my main computer, and every once in a while, every couple of months or so, it goes into the red because it gets to nearly full. Only because I drop files on there, you know, temporarily that I forget about, instead of you know, moving them over to one of the storage drives. But anywho, I've got two hard drives here. One of them's reserved for what I call my backup rig, and that's this 2GB one. 2 terabyte. My apologies. It's a Samsung one, but it will do the job. But I haven't got much in the way of hard drive bays on there, so I thought I'd put a 2GB on there, and I may even chuck this 1 terabyte on there. I can't remember what's currently installed. So they are reserved. You can probably tell I actually bought most of this for my own projects and my own system. I might actually put this on my computer to take it up to 32 gigs if I can get it to work. I'm a bit dubious because my motherboard is extremely temperamental with the RAM. That's an Asus board as well, but yeah, here we go. We've got the Kingston Fury, the Fury Beast. If not, I can always put this on eBay. Or my new favourite website, Vinted. It's my brother's fault, because I asked what he had left to get rid of and he linked me to his Vinted, because he loves using Vinted, both for buying and selling. So he gets a lot of his PlayStation and whatnot games from. He's a huge collector of like PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and he's got a few other retro consoles as well. Now, the coup de grace, as they say, is this one. This is one I really wanted. So it is a Nitro R9 390 Radeon Graphic Accelerator, Nitro charged for gamers, and it's 8GB GDDR5 4K Extreme Gaming Tri-X cooling, AMD FreeSync technology. Might actually work a bit better with my setup because it's an AMD Ryzen. I don't know if that would make a difference because I've got a GeForce GTX in there. I don't think that's powered by AMD, is it? So at some point I need to swap this. And my GPU is going to go to a friend of mine to upgrade his again. You know, he started life with a 2GB graphics card. Then I bought those, or that little job lot on eBay that had the two 750 Ti's. I can't remember what they were, but they were 4GB of video RAM on them. And I've still got one floating around here somewhere. I think I may have put it in here actually. Just so I could upgrade them because it was a cheap job lot, and I thought, well, I can keep one of the GPUs to myself because there was two identical in this job lot, and some DDR4 RAM. I think there was a DDR3 stick of RAM in there as well, and a couple of other bits. It's well worth what I paid for, which I think was like 70, 80 quid. The GPUs are worth that on their own. So yeah, so I'm going to give that one to him. And he'll be able to game a bit better. Because that's a 6GB GDDR5. GeForce GTX 1060, I believe. Because the GTX 1060 I put in this machine, that's a different brand, but basically the same. Gubbins, I suppose. Well, not Gubbins, running Git, something like that. It's still a GeForce underneath. Right. So last week I took a computer back to Kat. It's one that I traded with her. Got it all fixed up and whatnot and traded it for her Dell Optiplex 790. And I bought another one back. She had another one that was having issues. This one. I can't remember if I talked about this in the last video or not. It's missing side panel, and if I remember correctly, I built this for her, or recased it for her before the pandemic. But I can't remember if we actually had this side panel or not. So I'm going back over 5 years now. Processor fan had broken. This one spins nice and freely. The one that was on there didn't. It's in the bin. Just would not spin. And the GPU had failed, which is why I've got this 750 Ti in it at the minute, and the power supply had quit as well. But I just kept looking at this and I thought, I don't like it. I just don't like the case. It's old, it's rusting on that metal grill, you know. Oh, the other thing I've done is change the hard drives in here as well. I took them out of the Lenovo that I was trying to sell because I had that up there for 2 weeks and I had no serious replies to it. I'm not kidding. They were all, well, the first one was a scammer and pretty much the rest of them were just all time wasters. I got about 5 replies in total, so I just took it off and I've been pinching parts from it. Like I've stuck the 4GB stick of DDR3 RAM in this one to take it up to 6. I wish I could find another 4GB stick. I might just double check what I've got in my drawer over here as well. See if I've got anything that'll be in the front bit here. So I would like to at least get it up to 8 gigs for her, which I think is what I put in the other one. I can't remember. Can't remember off the tops of my head. I can't remember what bloody sticks I've got in here either. That's got to go at the back there. That stick of DDR4 RAM that I got in that job lot with the two 750 Ti's works. It's 4 gigs though. That's not humongous. But it does work. I'm glad I left my magnifier here because what's this one? I think this one is a... Yeah, that's 8 gig DDR4. That's 4 gig. But I don't know what it is. We'll find out in a minute. What's that one? That's 4 gig DDR4. I think this is another Kingston. Yeah, it is. Is that 2 gig? I think that's a 2 gig. There really is not much in the way of info on that one. Yeah, that's 2 gig DDR3, that one. It's not what we need at the minute. And that one's the other 4 gig of DDR4. I think that's DDR2. And I've got this here, and I don't know, it's just a stack of DDR3. That could be DDR2 actually in that one. What about this one? I think these are DDR. I'll add another stack somewhere. What are these ones? DDR2, 512 megabits of DDR2 to be precise. I'm pretty certain the rest in there. That's DDR3, but I'm pretty certain they're all 2 gigs. Just going to check the other stacks. No, they're all okay. DDR4, they can go back in here, can't they? Back at the front. Just going to have a look at this one. That is a stack of DDR2. Alright, well, I think I'm good with that lot for the minute, so I'll put this away. Now, the computer I picked up today was this one. Cost me just 20 quid. Now, I was talking to Kat earlier and she did ask if I had a motherboard or anything in it, and for some reason I said no. I don't know why I said that. But yes, it does. I think my brain just totally freaking derped on me. I haven't said that. Her motherboard is better than this one anyway. Right. Probably going to change the power supplies and whatnot as well while I'm at it. And what the... Ooh. Oh, that's a fluorescent tube. Ooh, fancy. And you can plug 2 in here. I want to boot this up now and see if it works. Does that just unplug? Yeah, it does. They just plug in. Sweet. I might put that on mine. Right, a bit of dust in here. I knew the dust was on it. No idea what the GPU is. No idea what it's running processor-wise. No idea what the RAM is, apart from HyperX. Either way, this one now needs to come apart. I've just noticed it's a gigabyte motherboard. I always tell a gigabyte from the colour of it. Am I right? Because I was just going by the colour. Yep, gigabyte on that heatsink right there. Right, let's get disassembling, shall we? We'll start with the GPU as that's the biggest bit and getting in the way. Ah, there is a fan on the front. I couldn't see if there was. Okay. Broke that bit off the motherboard. It's a GTX 760, this one. Does it give us all the info on the back? Or am I going to have to Google it? I've got several stickers on the back here, so... 2 gigs GDDR5, so that's not as good either. But still better than what I've got spare up in the cupboard, so... I can't remember what bloody power supplies I've got where now. This one got stood on because it bent the grill inwards. Can I rectify that, or am I going to have to? I might have to take the grill off and rectify it actually. I think this is a 500 watt, but I didn't want to use it because we lack in the cable department on that. Right, I will for now. I'm going to take this one out. I'll put power supplies on hold because I might swap it for a 500 watt from one of my other machines. Okay, so I've got 4 screws for this on the back here. Just to make sure that this stays extra cool, I'm going to put a fan on the side cover as well. I just took the thumb screws out for that other panel because it's got to come off, if anything, just for the cable management side of things. I'm going to try and do it, you know, as best of a tidy job as I can. So I broke the lock for the bloody GPU, that doesn't matter. I missed a bloody great big hole like that bin. Don't know how, but I managed it. Okay. The only thing this didn't come with is a hard drive. Maybe that's what I was thinking of when I said no to the motherboard. Again, took that out. Even a switch wired in, look at that. I'm interested to know if that still works. We've even got the gigabyte blue SAR cables in here as well, so I'll take that out of the way. I think the power for the CD drive is the last one. Oh good. That's the front panel, that's audio, isn't it? Thought I might as well unplug everything while I'm at it now. There we go. So now, there's that. It's just a motherboard now. Might as well leave the CD drive in it. Any point's taking that out. What is it? This looks like an AMD as well. Looking at that socket, that's an AMD cooler. What RAMs have we got? It's Kingston Fury HyperX. Pretty certain this is DDR3. Let me just check. Cannot see. Yeah, it is a stack of DDR3. So, is this? I'm assuming it's a DDR3 board. It looks like it. Looking at the slots, it is. Nice. Needs a bit of a clean though. Right. Get the cord out. And put all the screws I take out over there. The reason I said Cat's motherboard was actually the better of the two is because that's got USB 3 on it. This one actually doesn't. It doesn't even have an upgrade socket for a front one to be added. In fact, my brother is keeping keeping hold of a case for me, quite a nice case. I might use this board in that. Because my big ass supercomputer board, which is just over there behind us, is not going to go in this case that my brother's got for me. Too big. Far too big, actually. Right. What I'm going to do is put that cardboard over there. Before we start digging into this, because ideally I'd want to put the power supply in first, I just want to take a peek at what I put in this one. Perhaps see if I could steal a few bits from this one, because I can always upgrade this later. Oh, I found the wind force. It's in here. So the RAM isn't going to be any use to us. In fact, not a lot's going to be any use to us. The only other one I got is my big razor. Should we have a look at that one? I need to bring that one up here anyway. So I could very well end up playing a game of swap the PSUs, which I'll probably pause the camera for while I do that because it's going to be dull and boring. But, let's just have a look at my razor. I do like this one. I've actually been tempted to swap the computers around. Yeah, there's my 1060 in there. There's a bag of USB cables. I can't remember what the power supply is in this one. That is a 550, so I wouldn't mind actually upgrading that. Problem is, if I've done any cable management on the other side, I'm going to have to undo it. Okay, so what sticks of RAM have I put in there? Because I've got 4 slots on here, but only 2 are occupied. Oh, I remember. It's 2 8GB sticks to make it 16. So I need to get another kit of DDR3, don't I? I might get some notepaper in a minute. Just so I can I've got to open this one up anyway to swap the hard drives in it. Got my finger stuck. I think I've totally lost track of what I was talking about now. Nice wee little clip for that one. It's there. There we go. Now, the GPU has got to come out as well, and I'm not going to get it with those, am I? No. Got finger screws holding it in, but they're in too tight. Ooh. Got a Wi-Fi adapter in this as well, so it's literally ready to go if I needed it. Which was literally the whole purpose that I built this one. You know when you're addicted to computers, when you've actually got to build yourself a spare just in case your first one poops the bed. I do like this GPU though. There we go. Right. While I'm in here, is there anything else that I would need to add? I don't think so. That side cover is off. I think I've got... No, I've got that mains cable, which is also going underneath the bloody Wi-Fi adapter, so I'm going to have to pull that out as well. If you're wondering why I've put it in a full PCIe slot, in fact I've just realised I've put it in a GPU slot. Don't know if that would actually work like that, but it hasn't done anything, so I've got to pull all of that out because this 4-pin went underneath it all, ran up there and went underneath it all. So I think, other than depending on the rating, I have got another 16. No, actually, I've got an 8GB kit there. I just realised. But if you go onto this Vinted website, you can get there's a mobile app as well. I remember seeing it years ago. You know, and it was advertised as for selling clothes and things. You had a couple of shirts you wanted to get rid of, you could put it on Vinted. Now they've expanded. Okay, so at the moment I've only got the one ability, because I've only got the one bay, or the one tray. I'm going to put my 2TB in here. Is this screwed on? No, it's not. I just got to remember how to remove it. But as I've got this computer up here, I might as well. I'm just going to pull the power supply out of this. Then I'm going to pause the camera just so I can get all of these computers back together and get back to what we were doing. Which was basically sorting Kat's computer out. Or I might actually could actually end the video and start part 2, but not quite yet. I'll at least get Kat's one stripped out ready, I think. So that's got to come out this way. Unplug that because that's for the power. Right, so there's a pretty decent PSU to go into Cat's machine. And I'm going to put in. I'm not going to plumb all the cables in, as it were, not in this video. I'm just going to get this screwed in and put this over the other side here, out of the way. Have I got that in the right way? Do the screw holes line up? They do. Everything works. Oh, it's got the exact same lettering on either side. That's alright then. I like how there seems to be a little bit of adjustment in here, you know. Yeah, that's a 240GB Western Digital Green. They said Western Green Digital. Correct words, just in the wrong order. Do apologise for putting my skull in the way there. Yeah. We'll get these screws in and I'll just tuck it over the other side out of the way for the time being. I'll give me something to do later, change that hard drive and whatnot. Then all I've got to do is pluck up the courage and turn my computer off at some point, maybe not tonight, maybe in the near future. And change the GPU in that. It's got all the installed disk with it and everything, so it's good to go. I've got all the SATA cables down here for another hard drive, I just haven't got it, and I keep forgetting to go onto eBay and search this case, just in case someone has got one of these for sale. Not the hard drive, the doohickey for it. I cannot remember how you're supposed to take this off though. because I can't imagine it's just, you know, brute force to pull it apart. It looks like these little inserts come out somehow, so I'll do that later. That's got to be moved, motherboard's got to be moved. I'm going to move that fluorescent tube. Do not want that to get smashed. There's the driver for it. Right, just going to stand this on the stove for the time being. Ooh. Let's get this one ripped apart, ready. Then I will put it all together in part 2. I think if I did it all in one video, we'd be sort of here for like 2 hours. So I don't need that power supply. It's only a little 350 watt, but weirdly that little 350 watt power supply has got more cables on it than my spare 500 watts. So I don't know why. Here's a 750 Ti. It's her doohickey. Pull all necessary cabals, because we don't need them. Not in it. I think I just need hard drives and the mobile out of this. Ooh. End up using different SATA cables because I found some shorter ones that's going to help with cable management. I'm not a total heathen. I do like to at least try to make the cable management better, you know. There we go. Time to remove the board. So I do have an extra onboard fan header as well on this motherboard. Yeah, this is definitely the better motherboard out of the two. But, no, the hard drive didn't come with the other one, not the motherboard. That was my mistake. I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking what I thought, but my brain doesn't think half the time anyway. Well, it does, it just doesn't think about the things I need to be thinking about. One of the setbacks of being autistic. It's got its advantages, but it's got a lot of disadvantages as well. Although for some people with autism, it's mostly advantages, you know. They don't have many problems, or they've been able to you know, deal with it and whatnot over the years. I've not been that lucky, unfortunately. I'm just hoping I can get these 2 hard drives in there. Now, I know she likes illuminated fans, and I don't know if they're illuminated on that case. For 20 quid I was more interested in the parts than the case. And in fairness, I was going to message Kat saying, you know, your computer's done, you can have it back, and I thought, I'm going to keep my eyes open in case I see something cheap. Something cheap. And it's helping to make a better PC for Kat at the end of the day, so it was 20 quid worth spent. I've got a spare motherboard. She's got a much better power supply out of it, so. Okay, so the 500 gig is the doodah drive. don't know yet, until we get the other case back up here and start building, how many hard drive bays I've actually got in it. Anywho, this one's now got to go out of the way. That one will probably just end up being fully stripped out and scrapped. Anywho, I'm going to end the video here, and in part 2, which I'll get straight to recording after this, we'll rebuild Cat's PC, shall we? So, thanks a lot for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, any comments etc. in the comment section down below, and you may want to consider subscribing to the channel. It is totally free to do so, and if you do, thanks in advance, it's really appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.